you know, you were doing a lot of things right. But I do wonder now with your new perspective, has your approach, I think the answer to this is yes, but maybe not. Has your approach changed, or how has your approach, if it has changed, with regard to sort of taking care of yourself in from a physical perspective, from a mental and emotional perspective? How's that different now than what it was before? Obviously, the program is a big part of that, because I'm sure they're giving you some tools and things. But maybe what are some takeaways for people that haven't been through the program that they can be doing now, you know, as this stuff is kind of starting to weigh?
Yeah.
On
So there's a couple things I could touch on that topic. I was big into fitness, but I was never like there. After this, you're definitely understanding, and we go to this for hiring. Everyone's like, oh, we're hiring different people, and there was all that, what was it, gender stuff and all that. You know, it's like, to me,
we can't leave anybody out of the equation.
Right. The whole, you're not a fireman anymore. You're a firefighter, right? All that stuff. But I don't care what race, gender, creed, ethnicity, blue, white, black, pink. I don't care what fucking you are, right? Chick.
You got to be able to perform. I don't give a shit either. For the
if you're 70 pounds soaking wet and you can't pick me up 220 pounds in a bourbon building, you're fucking goddamn useless to me. Yeah. And I say that all the time. So I don't care what you are, women in the fire service, no.
You got work to do.
Can you do the goddamn job?
Right, you got work to do.
If I can do the job. So how I was kind of relating to that is the physical aspect. Yeah, definitely step that up. The mental health stuff. Be like, no, I'm kind of fucked up right now. You know, like, and guys talk about that. Hey, that was a rough call. All right, fuck it. Hey, dispatch, we're going to put the engine one out of service for about 20 minutes, or I'm going to call the chief and say, we need to figure some shit out now before this compounds, and you have a whole fucking crew who's
out
gone,
there, and
then you're going to force more overtime. So you want this whole big ass problem, or we can handle it now?
So sometimes it's what you're saying is sometimes it's just about from a leadership perspective. It's just recognizing, hey, situational awareness. Here's what just happened. We need to talk about this. We're not going to just sweep this one under the rug.
Absolutely, it's like super important.
And it could just be 20 minutes of time that could make the difference.
Yeah, let's whip out some cigars and sit in the back porch of the firehouse or whatever, or like,
decompress.
Let's just chill real quick.
Get it off your chest.
Right, or let's go for a drive. Let's take 20 minutes and do a lap in our first district.
Got it.
Let's just talk real quick and see what's going on, because it's super important right now. So you mentioned like you get flagged, you don't get flagged, and I think that now it's a one time you were, but now it's like, no, dude, like that generation, as much as that generation gave me the skills that I am right now of being hardworking and focused, and that generation was definitely not supportive of like mental health and, all that we're at right now.
So it's understanding this and confronting it rather than trying to bury it. You mentioned about the physical piece and just staying physically fit and being ready for action
all the time.
Just obviously is going to prepare you. The stronger you are from a body perspective, your mind can kind of hang in there, right? You can get through a lot of things.
Absolutely.
What else? Like what do you do to, aside from maybe these 20-minute sessions or whatever that you mentioned, like to kind of decompress, what do you do to step back? Again, you're in this program, which is fucking awesome. I don't want to understate that, but are there practices that you've adopted or things that you do differently now than you did before in order to kind of get right and within your own head? And
absolutely.
Is it meditation? Is there anything?
No, dude, 100%. Like, I think so when you go to Ione, California, right, Jackson, just east of Stockton, community up there, that's where like our state academy is. So after you've gone through another academy, you go this, if you apply and become a permanent personnel, permanent position with CAL FIRE, you go to the state academy for 14 weeks. So yoga is implemented in our academy for PT. Meditation, like sound therapy, breathing exercises is all like actually there. No other academy in the United States, as we know of right now, has that type of process. So that's why other fire departments are looking at CAL FIRE. So that coupled with that. So yeah, dude. So like definitely try to get yoga in as much as I can, staying flexible with like good, like dynamic stretches, good workouts, the TRX stuff.
Yep.
The Rogue stuff, they've been great to our department.
So they're starting to start to fund the physical fitness side of things. It's not just a set of dumbbells and a tire to flip. Like
exactly. We have those too for sure, and we have, but here's the thing is we always look at firemen as being jack of all trades. Oh, fucking, we could fix it. Bathrooms overflowing or plumbing broke. Let's fix it. I'm not a fucking plumber. I don't know how to fix that shit. Unless you have those skills. How about we pay somebody who's you know, that's their job. That's their craft to come in and deal with that. You know, we're spending way more money and time fucking it up on our own.
Just to unfuck it.
I know, exactly. And then every year we got to do that again. So they took that perspective with PT. So we're hiring nutritionalists. We're hiring, you know, people who are employed by TRX are actually coming to the CAL FIRE Academy.
Yeah, great.
You know, and they're actually doing that. People from Rogue are coming to firehouses. We're hosting, you know, it's like CAL FIRE Wellness is the Instagram phase about like food stuff. And we're hiring, like I said, nutritionalists and physical therapists, and we're sending captains and battalion chiefs and engineers and permanent personnel to do like, hey, here's a 10-day thing that you're going to go work out with this PT guy for 10 days. You're going to learn these skills, and you can bring it out to the academy, who will then push it to the rest of the state.
Starts with leadership.
It does. So we're actually given all these workouts at the academy now, and we're doing them.
Outstanding.
So it's fucking cool that they're actually, you know, there's a battalion chief and captains that their job, right? They're the wellness battalion chiefs. It's a fucking cool position. And I'm so happy our department's actually focusing.
I am too.
Like it's awesome. Like our department is understaffed. Absolutely. Like, is it less paid than some? Absolutely. Our shifts kind of fucked up. Yeah. You know, and that'll come with union stuff and more time and funding. However, I think our department probably is like, we're fucked up. We're not going to get staffing overnight. It's a slow train and red tape. So let's see how we can fucking take care of ourselves until that part.
So the attrition doesn't continue.
Exactly.
Because attrition's going to happen one way or another.
It'll happen.
Either people are going to time out.
Yeah.
Or just one of the things that came up off air before we started, we were just talking about, you know, heart attacks. Heart attack is the number one killer of firefighters.
Number one profession in the United States.
And after retirement.
Yeah, 100%.
Right? I mean, still, I mean, over 600,000 people die of, you know, whatever it is in the United States.
Yeah.
It's more than that every year from it, but it's the number one killer for firefighters. Like, and you just mentioned, I mean, how many academies you been through minus the law enforcement academy? Like four or five.
Yeah.
Like,
different.
With
academies.
all this investment of time and effort, you would think they'd want to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And finally they are. Finally,
that's right. The caboose is finally coming up the train and finally like, all right, now we're going to go look at one.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So I think that process is amazing now, and we're seeing that, and PT is a big thing. You know, it's like, sure, we're entitled to so many hours a day of PTing, but it's super important. You have it. I'm a captain right now, and he said the same thing. He was like, here's my priorities, you know, my boss. And he's like, here's the priorities for our station and our battalion. And it's showing there, like, you know, being fire ready, you know, ready for calls, always in service. Makes sense. Cool. Got it. Number 2, physical fitness. Number 3, training. I was like, interesting. I was like, why 3? And I was like, well, if you're fat and can't do your fucking job, right? I don't give a fuck how good you can pull that hose or not, you know, because usually it's like get training, but it's like, no, PT, and he's a very regimented PT schedule, and I love it, dude. And it's like, it was great. I mean, it's fun. Just get out there and pump. And it was like, it's an hour of your day and you're going to be so much better.
These are facts, right? This is undisputable.
But so many guys want to get out of it. And there's some days at work that were like, fuck, we're on 40 days. Like, all right, but do something with your body, because then you're going to tweak some shit. Then you're going to hear the story where you're going to be like, oh, I tweaked my back. Oh, damn, dude, on a job being a fire, we call it a job. No, dude, getting out of the fire engine. What? Yeah.
Reaching over to pick up my bag off.
Oh, god damn, dude. And I was like, when was the last time you peed? And you know that person. You're like, bro.
You saw this coming.
Now you're fucked. Now someone's forced to work behind you, you know, and there's a whole trickle down effect.
You're on a desk, and that ends up costing more money, you know, from a funding perspective anyway, to have to deal with all that for all the reasons you just mentioned.
Right.
So, man, I mean, I am blown away by the level of support that you're getting specifically from your department. What advice or what insight can you give people that don't have such a supportive department out there in the fire service, but also maybe in LEO or whatever, for people that are dealing with the same or similar things that and challenges that you've had to deal with yourself? What resources out there have you found sort of in your journey here that could be, you know, you could direct them to? I think, you know, when it comes to like veterans, and one more thing I'll mention with our department, you know, that I'm just starting to take over to and be a part of, I should say take over, is the RVETS program with CAL FIRE. So the returning veterans employed by CAL FIRE and helping veterans come in. And we're going to start like a little working group, hopefully, that veteran firefighters, specifically our department, can get together. And I see that with some other agencies, that they have these like veteran firefighter nights. But I would say big groups, like the guys from Overwatch, you know,
they kind of brought me on board as well as one of like their buddy mentor.
Oh, you're part of their network now.
Yeah.
So my understanding of this, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is like, we were talking about the stigma of having to go to somebody at a 1-800 number, or go to your battalion chief or to your captain or whatever and say, hey man, I'm having a tough time. And the fear of what'll happen in terms of you getting labeled and, or, again, there these trust issues coming up or whatever else. And so what the Overwatch guys have done is they're creating a network of, hey, if you need somebody to talk to, we have a list of resources. These are people that have been through similar. Here's their stories. You can find them on our website.
Yeah. If you go on their website, you'll see my stuff on there. Yeah.
And so if you need somebody to talk to, maybe go through this way, and you might find somebody that has a similar story to you, and they're open. They're in the net. We will put you in touch with them.
100%.
And then hopefully find, at least you have somebody to talk to, and then, potentially direct them to the places or the place that they could go to get the kind of the help that they need. No so doubt. Now you're part of that network.
Yeah. So are any of us on there gonna save you? No, but we all know we've been through shit. We can tell you what to go, whether it's like veteran, law enforcement, military stuff, and civilians out there. I went to high school. Greg's significant other.
That's right. And you did tell me that. Yep.
Yeah. So we know each other. It's like that whole full circle thing going around, and that's like. Send me a message. I've had so many people just message me on it. Like, I'm in some big social media. I don't know how to run this shit. I post a picture because it looks cool. I figure it out. I'm not on there. That's not my full-time thing or whatever. And I gained 5 followers. I don't give a fuck. What I give a fuck about is like random people hitting me up on Instagram who are like, hey man, I'm trying to get hired with CAL FIRE. Like, I see you work for them. You posted pictures. Like, you also on there posted a story that we're hiring seasonals. So yeah, fuck yeah. I'll give my cell phone out to anybody. So I, tomorrow there's some guy who wants to call me. He's like, hey man, I'm going to the academy. Like, what do I need to do? How do I get hired by CAL FIRE? Here's my little history and my background. And if I can lead that and come full circle,
still give him back
100%, because that's the mentors that I had in the fire service. A guy who worked for San Ramon Valley who's retired, a guy from San Francisco City who's retired. I mean, those are the guys, my first captain who's now a division chief. He's like one of my best friends now. Those are the people that like mentored me, who are on their tail end of their career, that this job is all about giving back. And if you sit there and you're selfish, it's not going to work out. You got to get that back. You got to give those blessings back out to get them again. And I've definitely been blessed by so many different people and God that you got to give that back to other people. I mean, it's a fucking badass job. It just comes with a lot of baggage.
There's a lot of stuff there
that you just got to manage that.